Helpful Code Websites by Jacob Nicholas. CodeHS is a helpful website that helps you learn code with Carrot Dog. It is broken up into units, and each unit has a certain amount of lessons. Each lesson usually has a video, then an example how to do the code, and then a practice problem at the end to make sure you learned. The unit ends with a quiz to make sure that you learned and remembered everything that was went over in the unit. The more you go, the more in-depth each unit gets and learn new code items. You can join a class that has due dates for assignments given to the class, or it could be done by yourself at your own time. It has 6 different units to help you learn and get good with coding. It teaches you all the different ways to code, such as while statements, loops, if statements, pseudocode, and the proper way to format your code. The cost is free as of right now, but could go up later in price due to the website changes. This is just one example of CodeHS code and what it looks like. Before you even do the practice problems, it gives you an example of what you should be aiming for. It is not the same as your practice problem, but helps you out either way. There are so many lessons with CodeHS, and each one is unique and helps you gain skills with coding. You have on the left-hand side quick docs, which helps you remember the basic code instructions and what you do. In the middle is where your code is, and if you do something wrong, the code will not work or it will flag you. Pseudocode can go on the top to explain what the code does and explain how it works. Then on the right hand side it shows you the obstacle, and you can run the code as much as you want. You can control the speed of the code with the meter on the top. Scratch is the next code website that is helpful to kids. Unlike CodeHS, it has a tutorial, and that is where you learn how to work it. It shows what each command does and how to use the commands for beginners. Other than that, it is free to use, and you can create your own stuff like a game or a play. It is a way to combine your creative side with your code skills. You have endless chances to create whatever you feel like with Scratch, and it helps sharpen the tools that need to be sharpened to become a better coder. Therefore, it makes a good website for kids and helps them to continue to further their code skills. It makes some interesting stuff for people or just themselves to see. It is free to make an account and to create a project, and no limit on how many projects you wish to make. Scratch is completely different than CodeHS, and instead of enhancing how to learn code, it instead enhances the creative side of coding and helps you make fun things with your coding skills, so it's a step in how to create fun and creative projects. This is an example of a Scratch program and what some of the code and final product look like. On the left-hand side of the slide, it has what your final product would look like and how it appear to others. Then on the right-hand side of the slide is what your code looks like to you. The left-hand side of the slide inside your program has your code references for what you use in your code. You drag whatever code item you wish to use and place in the middle. The middle is where your code is, where your code goes, but you must create more than just one code. Stage and characters are things that you need to make code for. The stage is the backdrop of your play or game. Characters are the animals or people you see inside of your game. Each stage and character has its own code. Each stage and character are crucial for it to work, because if one of the code messes up, the whole thing will mess up. Scratch is different than CodeHS because you have to figure out what the mistake is inside your project, and instead of having an end goal or a finished lesson, this is your own code and you have complete control of what happens in the code. The right hand side has the stage or character's code you are working on. Trinket is a free-to-use code website, and unlike Scratch or CodeHS, you write code to draw images. It embraces the art of coding and what can be done from simple code. The website is good for kids who are artistic and want to learn how to code. It helps bring the creativity out of coders. It has a tutorial for new users, but no lessons. The website is very user-friendly and helps the user learn the commands. Trinket is mainly for drawing images, and that makes it stand out compared to Scratch and CodeHS. Here is an example of what code looks like inside Trinket and how a final project looks like completed. This code for the project is basic, has no if statements or loop, but with Trinket you can easily use those advanced methods if you like. Trinket is just used to make art and help bring out the creative side of coding. This is just a simple picture edit, but users have complete freedom to do whatever they want and does not limit the user at all. Here are some other websites that you should check out if you're interested: Codecademy, Khan Academy, Udemy.com. All help the user learn coding, but the only disadvantage: Codecademy costs money and so does Udemy. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this video helps you find some good coding websites for you. Remember, it is what you prefer, so go try these sites out for yourself and learn how to code.